What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. You guys are in for a treat in this video. You're going to see what looks like a perfect disc, at least what you can see of it, half of it anyway, that's stuck in the top of a mountain at 7,400 feet. Incredible find that was shared with me by Don less than 24 hours ago. Also have a lot of other cool things to share with you guys in this video. Multiple videos of various things from around the world and across the country. But first, starting off over here at the homepage of the website. Today's feature photo sent in by Bob Garland out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Get a load of that shadow beam spanning across the sky. That's created by these clouds here, the position of the Earth, and of course the angle of the sun with respect to the Earth. Sometimes this can occur at either sunrise or sunset. Excellent photo by Bob out of Philadelphia. Checking in on the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. An M-class solar flare underway right now as I do this video. And it's no wonder I'm surprised there haven't been any X-class solar flares, as the Earth-facing side of the sun is loaded with sunspots in active regions that are primed and ready for action. So look for an increase in solar activity at any time. There's been an increase in the Schumann resonance in the last 12 hours here. We've seen a couple of spikes over 40 hertz, a couple of spikes over 20 hertz, but all in all, it's been very quiet for the last week. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. An absence of data over here at Soda Butte. A little bit of earthquake activity at Little West Thumb, and seeing some earthquake activity along the northwestern edge of the supervolcano caldera. But other than that, pretty quiet at Yellowstone. Looking at the wildfire situation, still very active out here in the western United States. I've got some footage out of northern Wyoming of a wildfire just north and east of Sheridan, sent in by Danny Dayton from yesterday. You can see this huge plume of smoke, and then along the lower edge you can see what looks like a dark, almost shelf cloud, like a thunderstorm's moving through. But that is smoke from the ongoing wildfire in northern Wyoming. Yet another big wildfire. There have been several big wildfires out here in the western United States this year, and our friends up in Canada are experiencing more wildfire activity. Not quite to the extreme that they saw last year, but they're dealing with wildfires too north of the border. Wildfires coast to coast, spanning over 2,000 miles up in Canada. They're getting a handle on the largest wildfire in Northern California. The Park wildfire reached 429,000 acres. Right now it's currently at 71% containment, which is a good thing. So they're starting to get a handle on these wildfires. And sometimes wildfires can be caused by lightning making contact with the ground. Tom Elliott out of Kansas City, video from 8/15 of 2024. You're seeing lightning make contact with the ground on 2 occasions in this very short video that was less than 5 seconds long. That can also cause wildfires in very dry areas like out here in the western United States. Right now, as I do this video, there's a large hurricane out here in the Pacific Ocean that's headed directly towards the islands of Hawaii. Could be out here near the big island of Hawaii in around 5 days. This hurricane's so big, it was spotted from the International Space Station. Hurricane Gilma, spotted by our friend Mary Hall. Here it comes. You're going to be able to see the eye wall of this very organized storm. We're going to be able to look down into the center of this storm from the ISS. Check this out. Here comes the eye of, once again, this very organized storm that's headed towards Hawaii and should be there in around 5 days. There's the eye wall right there as the large storm continues to gain momentum out in the Pacific Ocean. I was sent video footage of a large-scale fireball event that was spotted from Michigan to Georgia, Missouri to North Carolina, and everywhere in between. Here's the video footage that was sent in by Debbie out of Alabama. You're going to be able to see the fireball on top of this pool right here, and then it's going to light up the horizon over here, turning night into day. This is at original speed. I'm going to slow it down as the event was very, very fast. Here I slow it down. Notice the fireball in the water of the pool. Then the darkness gives way to the bright light of the fairly decent-sized fireball. That was Probably somewhere around the size of a small car. Great catch by Debbie. Thanks for sharing. Okay, guys, here we go. We're going to the mountains of New Mexico. Check this out. Don was scouring Google Earth when he ran across an amazing find here in the mountains of New Mexico. This is a very remote location. There's nothing going on up here. There's no roads, no trails. Once again, this is at 7,400 feet, about a mile and a half up. No activity other than birds and probably a scorpion and a few other little critters running around up here. This is a very isolated, remote location, but there's no mistaking what we've got going on here. This looks very much like some sort of a disc that's stuck in the top of this mountain. I'll measure the disc from side to side. It's around 30 feet across, 31 feet. There you go. 31 feet across the center of this disc. You can see half of it stuck in the top of the mountain. You can see what looks like vegetation growing on this side of it and this side as well. These look like windows across the center, and this window right here looks broke. What I've done is taken a still image from this location, and I've modified the still image in many different formats, and you're going to see the windows appear very clearly in some of the modifications that I made, and you're going to be able to see that that is indeed a broken window. But first, let's take a look around just to kind of give you guys an idea exactly where this thing is at. Who knows how long it's been up here, but it's on some sort of what looks like a plateau on the top of this mountain. Looking around, this is an isolated, very remote location, and there's a disc, plain as day, sitting up there all by itself. All right, here we go. I took that still image, did some modification work to it. You guys are going to be able to see what look like symbols on the back side of this disc. You're going to be able to clearly see the windows. Once again, this was sent in by Don via Google Earth. This is the original, unedited. I haven't done anything to this one. The next one, I clearly adjust the lighting and color. You can see what looks like sand over here along the northern edge of this thing. Maybe some rocks and vegetation growing over here. These look like windows at an angle. That looks like a broken window. You're going to see what look like symbols along the back side of this thing. You're going to see what looks like some sort of a stabilizing arm here, here, and here. Clearly, this thing comes from intelligent design. This is not just some sort of a random feature that appeared out here in the mountains by itself. This appeared from somewhere, and it looks like it crash landed into the top of the mountain. Again, here's this window over here that's clearly broken. You can see a hole in that window there, and these windows are at a slight angle. You can tell they're vertical, but at a slight angle, tilting towards the right. I'm not quite sure how to interpret what this thing here is above the windows. I think it's part of the fuselage that maybe lays back this way. This is probably supposed to be flat on the back side of this thing, but whenever it crash landed into the mountain, it came loose and lunged forward, going up over the windows. But you can see what looked like maybe electrical circuits, some sort of symbols on the back side of this thing that's now maybe exposed because this is supposed to cover this right here. And this side over here is not in the area. It disappeared. I don't know if it maybe kept on going, but it's not right here at the crash site. So the way I interpret this, by looking at it, this looks bent. This looks like it's supposed to be flat on the back side of this disc, but it's bent forward as this thing impacted the top of the mountain, probably caused it to come loose. And this is what I was talking about. When this got bent forward, it exposed whatever's going on back here. Maybe little tubes, wires, circuitry, symbols, maybe. I don't know. It's wide open to interpretation, but there's something there, and you can clearly see there's something there in this format. See them? There's a stabilizing arm there, stabilizing arm there, stabilizing arm there. And they're symmetrical, so that tells us that this was definitely assembled under intelligent design. This thing here is bent up. It used to lay down. Those are windows. There's this part of the top. And here's this thing again, clearly bent forward. Those are windows, 1, 2, 3. Stabilizing arms again, 1, 2. They're very symmetrical. Obviously, this was built with a purpose. This window over here has a hole in it, over here on the left-hand side. The back part of this thing seems to be exposed. That looks like a piece of the fuselage that's bent forward. But that is clearly a disc stuck in the top of the mountain in the middle of New Mexico at 7,400 feet. And here's the coordinates to this amazing disc stuck in the top of this mountain over here. 34, 24, 21 north, 107 535 west. And that will take you right up here to the top of this mountain. Very rugged, remote terrain in the center of New Mexico. There sits a disc. No telling how long that's been up there. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at mrmbb333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. Look for this red tab that says Have a Large Video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your video into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.